Hello and welcome back to another episode of Pixelmon Modern Survival. And today, well, as you can see, all our Eevees are well in production. We actually have some different areas set up. I think where we left off last time, we had this area with some Siglifs over here, but now we've actually made them able to start doing some successful breeding. We've actually extended the breeding area over by another row, as you can see, and we've also added Miltanks and Spheals to the equation. Now, Miltanks actually breed amazingly easy with my Eevees, because Eevees are mostly male. I have a bunch of 5 IV males, and I just throw these in with Miltanks who are female every time. So I'm already getting 5 IV females in like a day. Less than a day of work on these. So it's really good. The Spheals actually are a bit tougher, just because it's hard to get a dual type to breed with a separate type sometimes. But we're slowly getting there. I don't think we're going to go 4 IV or 5 IV on these, but some 3 IVs might definitely be in the thing. I think I actually already have some 2 IV Spheals. And once again, when I say like 2 IV, I mean 2 of its IV stats are at 31. Like if you look at my Metagross here, IV's 1, 0 of its IV stats are at 31, but they're all high numbers. So, and he was my original Metagross, so I don't see us replacing him anytime soon. Then again, as I said, we have other ones over there, but it's really hard to breed Metagross. So we have them going. Of course, we got Growliths going over here with Eevees, female Growliths, male Eevees. And then we have an area for just Growliths. Now we actually have some egg moves on them that I guess once we start training up at Arcanine, you guys will be really excited to see. I'm trying to breed an Emboar with an Eevee. I do have a female Emboar to get some female Pignites, but after like 10 attempts, it's still not giving me any females. So that's a little upsetting. And we did trade for a female Arcan, so we have some of those breeding right now. We'll probably actually designate half of these for Arcans and half for Aerodactyls, and just breed them as far as we can. We have a good Aerodactyl right now, but I'd love to get a good Arcan, and since we already have these kind of complex areas set up, why not take it further? So that's pretty much all the updates. Well, not all the updates. We actually got a second 6 IV, and that's in this pen right now. So now we have a 6 IV male and a 6 IV female. Here's Piggy right here. And we actually have them on separate targets just because with the way I have them set up, it's slightly more efficient in the long run to have them on that instead of just putting them both together. I looked at some actual odds, and I think it's a 1 out of 90 chance that I can get that into a 6 IV, so pretty much have gotten like 90 out of them. But, well, maybe not that much. I'd still say I'm lucky to get the 6 IV, so that's good. But the reason we're here today is because of these Eevees. These Eevees are all 5 IV and missing either attack or special attack. That means if they have the right nature, they are 100% usable as a flawless evolution. So we just grabbed, I'm not sure if it's the physical or the special attackers here right now, let's see. 2, yep, missing some special attack there, otherwise it's 31s across the board. 3 and 4, of course, also the same way. Since we're using it on physical attackers, special attack is not necessary at all. These ones also have good natures to couple with that. I'll give an example. This one is a jolly nature. So it has negative special attack, not going to use it anyway, and we get speed instead. Now, the downside of the jolly nature is when it comes to the physical attackers, well, the special attackers, they get Jolteon and Espeon for nice speedy Pokemon. Physical attackers, the best we get is Leafeon, and his speed is at 95. Now, I've said before, I think Leafeon is the most complex one that we have to work with, him and Vaporeon. So we're definitely going to have to think about what to do with him. Let's see what the second one is here. Impish, so it increases defense and takes away special attack. This one I was also thinking of using for Leafeon, because I have 2 builds in my mind. One might work better with the team, one might work better for the Leafeon alone, and really I'm not going to be able to tell until I actually see the team in full swing, so I may train both of them up. One would be a sweeper, speed and attack Leafeon, so that would be the jolly one, and I'll give that one, you know, X-Scissor, Last Resort, Dig, and of course Leaf Blade. And that'll have like the strong attack moves on, see how much damage you can get. The defensive one, which I think could work a lot better but could fail miserably, depending on how tanky he really is. It would be trained in defense and health or defense and speed, one or the other, and I'm going to give it a Grass Whistle so it can put people to sleep. Synthesis so it can heal itself back up after, you know, taking hopefully less than half of its health. And then Swords Dance to make its damage go through the roof, and if I can get that going, it'll actually start one-hitting people. Now, if I can get that set up, maybe a speed defense would be the best thing, but that would also only work on physical attackers. Now, the downside of Leafeon is he only has 65 base special defense, which is also the downside of, I believe, Vaporeon on the other thing. He only has 65 physical defense. Otherwise, those two would be really good all-around tanks, so I could train them on health, but they are very specific tanks, so I think I'm going to train them on their specific defenses. Now, if we look at the final Eevee I have here, it gives special defense. Now, I'm going to admit, on Flareon, yes, we can train it with special defense. I'd probably prefer an adamant nature, but I haven't really gotten a lot of adamant natured Eevees that I like. So I think we're going to train this third one up as Flareon. If we don't like it, we'll train a new one. Honestly, Flareon I think is going to be a problem area for us, because normally I just do all my thinking of what I should do with my Pokemon in my own head. But with the Flareon, I made the mistake of looking up what good builds are for Flareon. Now, of course, like in the Pokemon categories, he's like never used, and people said Flareon. Just lots of reports about him being terrible that really demoralized me even further. I was hoping to find like a usable setup for him, not really much past what I already thought of. So it's like one just gives up on his special defense and goes, just train him in attack and hope you can do something with him. But I think I'm going to try to train him special defense, make him a special defense tank. His health isn't amazing, so it's going to be a little rough to take a lot of hits with him, but we should be able to fire back some Flare Blitzes, maybe some other good stuff, and have a good time with him. I am thinking Flare Blitz will be a great thing to have, because with the Flare Blitz, it'll take away his health number, but it's the special defense, which is what's going to keep him alive. So that's just how I've been working through it in my mind. Hopefully it'll work out, so that's actually successful. And those are going to be the physical attack ones. Now, we're going to be talking a lot this episode, but I think we might actually set out and get the Leafeons evolved, because we are going to need 2 of them. Now, here's some special attackers. I'm going to tell you right now, I don't think I have an Espeon I want yet, so don't get too excited. When it comes to Espeon, he has special attack and speed. His special attack is the same as Jolteon's speed, and his speed is the same as Jolteon's special attack. Now, when it comes down to these two, on Jolteon, I want a modest. On Espeon, I want a timid. Just because Jolteon's already going to outspeed everything, I don't need to make him faster. And Espeon, he doesn't quite have as much inherent speed as Jolteon, so I want to make him as fast as possible. Plus, he already has enough damage to one-hit anything. So, I mean, I could take this to the extremes, but I think I want to focus on that. So, that being said, I have 2 modest, well, let's get to these. I have 2 modest Eevees, this one and the other. So, I'm going to use these for Jolteon and Glaceon, actually. Actually, I think I'm going to use them on Glaceon, because we look at this one right here, and, okay, no, this one is special attack and special defense is increased. So special defense, this could be a Vaporeon. Now, once again, I'm not so sure about the Vaporeon. Like, in my head, I look at it, and special defense would be the best thing I can do for Vaporeon, because it can be very tanky. It's just, it would be very specific in that special defense. For the team as a whole, though, I really need it to be like a defensive tank, but it really can't do that. So the team itself is lacking on... The thing is, the Eevee team is lacking on 2 things. A defensive tank and a physical sweeper. Leafeon fits both of those roles, and I can only have 1. That's why I'm training 2 Leafeons, so I can kind of have those both to see if I need one more than the other. So with Vaporeon, I think I'm just going to train it with the special defense and special attack, do what I can with it, and kind of use its good health to see how tanky it can be. And then we're going to get going with them. So, today we're going to set out and try to get some of these guys evolved. So when it comes down to Glaceon, we're going to want that to be one of the modest ones, and of course Jolteon is going to be a modest one. So we'll bring one of the 2 modest. Let's see, I don't think it really matters, but let's see. Okay, I'll make the microscopic Jolteon and the pygmy Espeon. Jolteon, that's the only real difference they have between them, the size, because the physical attacks aren't going to be used at all. And then we'll take the 2 Leafeons as well and see if we can get them to evolve. Alright, so Eevees 2. Actually, no, Eevees aren't going to tell me anything. I need to look at the nature. Alright, so Jolly, yes. And Impish, yes. So, we're going to get those evolved. Let's grab a couple other Pokemon just so we can see what we have here. Who do I need? I need Parasect. in case we find a shiny out there or something we need to catch. And I guess we're gonna get going. So, cut to when we find a leaf stone. And welcome back. Yeah, I remembered someone actually needed some leather, and we actually have some. Because I remember, if you guys were here for a long time, you know how difficult the mill tank struggles were for us. So we're gonna help him out and give him 8 leather. Because, well, that's what we have. Boom. There we go, and that's actually pretty close to where we were. So, that is very good. Now we're actually at the forest now. We kind of just went back to spawn. Also realized we're just in creative mode. Didn't really make a difference, though. I just do it so people don't kill me while I'm AFK. With gravel and flame. But it looks like we're going to find one of these soon. Now, I said we might not find one soon last time, and we found it. So this could be very bad. Like, I could go right to the same one. Because I just evolved that Leafeon for Pokedex completion. Now, honestly, if I just waited for this, then we would have been fine, but it's all good. Maybe that tower means something? I feel like it could have been on one of these hills up here. I feel like it was on a hill when we found it. So let's look for that mossy stone. And I called it a leaf stone earlier. Hopefully you guys understand what I mean. Just a mossy rock. So we can evolve the Eevee nearby it. I don't think I need any moves from Eevee itself, so it's fine for us to evolve it at level 1. And I think we do actually want to evolve it early if we're going to go for Grass Whistle. So we actually have a swamp over there. You know, I got no sound again. Let's, oh. Now we want a little bit of music. Nah, no music. And we'll go up to here. What do you guys think of the Pokemon music, by the way? The Pixelmon music, rather. Because I've always kind of enjoyed it, but a lot of people say they don't. So, I mean, I'm really leaving that up to you guys whether you want to hear it in the background or not. I play a little bit of it at the end just as a bit of an outro for this, but if you, if you do like it, let me know. Because I know that I've had some comments, start off that Pixelmon music, and I've been like, okay, fine. And that's pretty much what compelled that situation in the long run. But I really don't see a mossy rock. This is very difficult. I thought I knew where one was, guys. Like, I know it's in this forest area. Well, that forest area. I don't know if it was in this one. Oh, we're in trouble. Maybe we can hop on Metagross and fly over and find out. We do have some rare candies. Actually, oh yeah, guys, I never told you. I traded the Kyogre for a Master Ball and some rare candies and a little bit of money as well. So, we no longer have that second Kyogre. We actually traded the first one away, the one that was in a dive ball, and we kept the second one because the second one's a little bit more usable. So if we do end up using him for something, well, we have the slightly better one. But I'm not entirely. But yeah, we can definitely use a rare candy on our Eevee once we find one. Was that one of them? No, that was just that. Okay. Anyone know where a mossy rock is? This is getting ridiculous. I thought one was like right over here. It was like legitimately like, come on, Metagross, really? You're terrible. Looks like we're not getting a lot of answers. In spawners. What? No, the mossy stone for evolving Eevee. Yeah, he meant the oh, there's one. Never mind. Never mind. We found it. Right as we asked for it. So let's get our backpack. Get those rare candies because I don't really see Pokemon around here. In the end. Gee, thanks. So helpful. Alright, so we got Jolly and Impish. Just making sure I'm doing the right ones here. Alright, so Tiny, look at you. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, the birth of 2 of the finest Leafeons you ever will see. Now, debatably, an Adamant Nature could be better. I don't think it is. Like, with either of the setups I'm thinking, I think Adamant's probably the last one I would go to. With a Flareon, however, it's the first one I would go to, but we may just you know, cut through that and, you know, get ourselves that special defense Flareon. We'll probably have to try both Flareons out, honestly, because, I mean, testing it out with a special defense one to see if it tanking stuff actually works is probably the better idea, because maybe I do have to do the suggested, just give up and give it attack and speed. So, we'll do that if we have to, but now we have these 2 Leafeons, and I think we can also get ourselves a Glaceon. So, Warp Ice. Home Ice. That's right. I got my extra homes. And once again, if you guys do want extra homes, feel free to donate to the server, help us out, and of course, you know, get your little /home perks and /rare candy perks and all that kind of cool stuff. But you don't have to if you don't want to. Just gives you, you know, the ability to do all that stuff. Now, I think this is the modest. Yep, microscopic. This is very unimportant, guys, but I think I want to grab the pygmy one. Come on. And that would be one of these 2. Alright, so that's just because I'm probably not going to use Glaceon as much. Okay. Very, very unimportant stuff, guys, but it's important to me. It's the difference between pygmy and microscopic on an Eevee. Well, no, it's on a Glaceon, guys. It's on a Glaceon. And I want to save the pygmy, the microscopic for the Jolteon, because Jolteon's going to be an insane killer. And I want that to be a tiny little monster. So there we go, we got the stone evolutions going there. I also remembered something else I want to do before the end of the episode so I can start getting that Pokemon trained up. So there we go, we have our Glaceon. So we're actually going to go to our home now. And, yeah, command block. And let's go ahead and get, and we can do the stones on the rest of our Eevees in another episode. Maybe once we get some definite ones. So we're going to need a Moonstone. Alright, and we need to get out our friend Shiny Nidorina. Now let's put these ones away for now, just to let you guys see what I've done. Cryogonal, I think I've decided I'm going to keep Rapid Spin on him because it does work. We've tested that out. Aerodactyl, I may get a different one just because I already have him breeding. We got a very nice Abra we want to train, and we've started working on Drapion as well. That's pretty much all the training differences we've done, and now we're going to actually be able to start getting training onto our Shiny Nidorina. Now, it may not be good. He ran over the pressure plate. Oh well. And now we're just going to get Nidorina evolved. Now we have this Nidorina, we're evolving it now so we can get Earth Power, because it's definitely going to be a special attacker. And that's pretty important. It's also going to have Toxic Spikes though, so we'll probably use it to lay those out as well. Except if someone has Rapid Spin, they can counter that. And my Cryogonal does have it for when other people use it on me. But there we go, big green Nidoqueen. I actually forgot it looked like that. That's actually pretty cool. So now I'm a little more excited to use it. We'll get that thing shiny. And I think that's all we have to do for today. Because, yeah, we have a potential, we have a definite Jolteon and a potential Flareon and Jolteon and Vaporeon. But we'll get those evolved in the next episode when we know for sure what we're going to do with them. So if you guys have enjoyed this episode, definitely leave your likes on it. And let me know how awesome you think this Eevee team is going to be. Any suggestions you have for the Vaporeon, Leafeon, or Flareon. And you guys have a wonderful day. I'll see you next time.